Here's my guest, Arvid Hällagård, from the rock band out of Sweden called Greenleaf.
The biggest thing with Sweden is usually that all of the bands from Sweden never play in Sweden. So there is a scene, but there's also not a scene. Like we have this show with Slomosa and Lowrider, for example.
Mhm.
That sold out in 2 weeks, but I mean that's a crazy lineup.
Right.
Oh, so that was completely wiped.
That's a
So
killer lineup, man.
yeah,
You guys should do that like all over Europe. Definitely bring it here too.
and then festival shows on that. So maybe around 40 shows per year, something like
Yeah.
that. And that is like that's kind of it for us because since we got kids, we all have kids that are around 7 years old. So
Okay.
it's if we also gonna be dads, it's a bit. We had problems with the visas the last time we were supposed to go with truck fighters and play.
Now,
Yeah,
one thing I'm seeing is I've been a fan of the band since around 2008 or 9,
yeah,
So I saw the whole transition of you coming in, but more and more people have definitely heard of you guys because back in the day, it's like, have you heard of this band Greenleaf? Greenleaf is coming to Ripple Fest next year, September
yeah,
2026.
yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
try and get out to that one because that's
Yeah.
the lineup and it's a multi-day festival and it's small.
Ryan is a very driven guy. Like he's one of those guys that just pushes until he gets something. I remember we played Brixton Academy in London. That's like 5,000 people or something. It's crazy.
The songwriting it's the soul of rock and roll. You guys get it.
Like
Yeah.
that's because I mean you don't make any money out of streamings or anything. It's all about playing. So I think that's the absolute best supportive thing you can do is just to show up. And I mean, I don't know, it's just some people play football, I just sing. uh, I think melody is very important. Like it's more important with melody than to sound cool, if you know what I mean. Push when they're supposed to push, but be laid back when
Right.
they're supposed to be laid back. There's also something with the stress that makes a good record. I think that you have to be done
Right.
in those 2 weeks. I've done 40 tracks and then I mute 30 of them and then it sounds way better. I need to have the anxiety. I need that anxiety to do a new record. I realized that, especially the 2 latest records, that I have to feel bad about making it. So, because my mind is clearest in the morning. So, usually I tend to sit on the toilet for 2 hours writing on my phone. And then after 2 hours, she comes down and it's like, what are you doing? I don't really know how that works, but it's like I get the hook in my head and then it comes with some words and then I have to figure out what those words mean. It's good to be bland. It's nice to have money, but it's not nice to have too much money. I think that's something that I thought about a lot with Desert Fest and these type of festivals is that everybody's so fucking nice. It doesn't really matter if you're the artist or if you're the band or the fan.
I remember getting on there and defending you and saying,
Uh,
Arvid and Greenleaf doesn't owe you anything.
It actually made me a bit sad, to be honest, that it was so that people were so, and I didn't realize how sensitive it was. But then that storm came, and then I was a bit like, oh, fuck, maybe this was stupid.
People get too precious about it sometimes, and it doesn't owe you much. I mean, you got to let them do what they're going to do, and that's called freedom of expression. It's not just the music, and I believe that album artwork kind of sets the tone. That's how I feel as a listener. You're part owner in one of them?
No, that's another studio. That's a smaller production studio that I have with some other friends, but that's not part of the Greenleaf thing. So the hip is completely fucked. It's my output project, sort of. It's like a place where I can do what the fuck I want.
Right.
I just write stuff that I feel like writing at the moment without really considering what genre it is and stuff like that. It's also kind of funny because it's a 5x4 bars in the choruses and then it changes to 4x4. Oh, it is a very random rhythm in the choruses. But you know that feeling you have when you walk home when it's really late and it's kind of airy, but you walk with a lot of emotions. Like I can feel
Sure.
like that